Hello, and welcome to the Sovereign Collective podcast, where we bring you real, raw truth for your self-empowerment. I'm your host, Sasha Calavoda, and I believe that you can stand on your own 2 feet, but that you don't have to do it alone. I love learning from people who continually strive to raise the bar, to go against mainstream thinking, and who dare to question the general consensus. People who risk being ridiculed or even risk the loss of their professional status as they bravely question the common narratives and challenge the rest of us to expand our minds and to reconsider what we think we already know. Join me in learning how to take control of your health and your mind so that you can have the energy to think more clearly and the confidence to step up and take responsibility for all aspects of your life. We promise to never censor here because I believe you are strong enough to hear the real, raw truth to make up your own mind. If you like what you find here at the Sovereign Collective podcast, then please share with your friends and family. I so appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. And now, on to the show. Hi, y'all. This is Sasha here for 2 quick announcements before we get on to our interview for today. First of all, if you are looking for quality supplements, quality tonic herbs, some specialty food items, and you're in and around Calgary, then please go check out Lotus Herbal Health, a great family-run store that has 2 locations in Calgary. You can find them at lotusherbalhealth.ca to find out where their locations are, or you can shop online and they will pretty much deliver anywhere. So quality supplements, tonic herbs, great staff. Check out lotusherbalhealth.ca. Secondly, I want to announce the relaunch of my program called Your Conscious Pregnancy and Parenting Guide, which consists of experts in their fields around the world on consciousness and parenting and education and nutrition and dentistry and homeopathy and more. This is a program I created after my son was born about 10 years ago, a little bit more than that. And I am now very concerned after the events of 2020 for our future generations. And I believe the time is now for conscious parenting and for conscious parents to rise up and to take back our pregnancies and our births and our parenting and the resilience of our children and of future generations. The time is now. We change the course of history by changing the course of our future generations. And we do that by consciously raising them, consciously birthing them, consciously conceiving them, feeding them good food, and taking back the responsibility of raising healthy, well-adjusted, robust people. Resilience. It's time to build resilience. So please go check out sovereigncollective.org/get the guide, and you will be able to check out all of the amazing material in there. It's time for us to understand how our worldviews are formed, how our self-views are formed, and how to impact that and how that impacts the society on a whole. So check it out, sovereigncollective.org/get the guide. And now on to the show. Hey everyone, it's Sasha here with another episode for the Sovereign Collective podcast, and I am with Michale Hartte. And this one is going to be for the women out there. We're going to teach you how to be slim, strong, and sexy. Well, Michale is going to teach you how to do that. And we're going to talk about her mission and her system. But first, let's learn a little bit about Michale. So Michale Hartte helps busy women lose up to 20 pounds in just 12 weeks. Believe it, it is true. And keep it off for good without starving or giving up their favorite foods or wine. Keyword there for some women. So they can wake up feeling alive, more confident, and show up in a way they know they need to in a way they know they need to in their new, slim, strong, and sexy body. Michale offers a new way to healthy weight loss and our proven clean, heal, and seal system that clears away old, worn-out cells to make room for new, healthy, vibrant ones to reset the metabolism and stay fit and healthy for a lifetime. And this is what I love, because we are living in a quick fix society and we don't have that long-term vision. And we have to look at the long-term. What am I doing today to ensure the long-term health plan? Okay, back to Michale. Michale Hartte was awarded her bachelor's degree in applied science with a specialty in nutrition from Ontario's Edison Institute of Nutrition in 2004. She's a registered nutritional therapist, chartered herbalist, certified biotherapeutic drainage practitioner, and a professional member of the Canadian Association of Natural Nutritional Consultants Practitioners. Michale Hartte has over 20 years experience in the field of health, nutrition, and fitness. Michale does this through her group coaching programs. She's worked with legends like Bob Proctor, and this is nothing to sneeze at here, world-class motivational speaker, creating the nutritional plan in his book, The Science of Perfect Weight, a new way of thinking, eating, and living to achieve your perfect weight. She authored her own book, The Fit and Healthy Plan, The Healthy Diet and Lifestyle Plan Made Easy, written for countless magazines such as Alive Health, Okanagan Health and Wellness, and a regular expert for Glenmore Living magazine. Her passion to help health seekers comes from conquering her own fear of food. And this is a big one. A lot of people, a lot of women, I think, more and men these days, that fear of food, fear of eating it leads to a lot of neurotic behavior. So she conquered her own fear of food when she went from starving skinny fat to fit and healthy over 50. And for those of you watching on video, you can see that Michelle is fit and lean and healthy. Her complete reversal of amenorrhea, osteoporosis, there's another big one for you women out there, and weight issues led her to her unique proven 9-step system with the world's most clear path to look and feel sexy using the power of the right diet, rejuvenating detox, and daily routine. Michelle and her husband Reese live in Kelowna, where they are raising 2 healthy boys. Michelle is well known for leaving no stone unturned, creating nutrition and lifestyle plans that work fast and last. And we'll learn about how you can contact Michelle at the end of this, because you're probably going to want to learn how to do that. So Michelle, thank you so much for being here today. We have lots of great things to talk about. And before we get into why you're so different and why your plan's so great, let's talk a little bit about you so we can understand, because you look amazing. You're in your 50s. And when I first talked to you a few days ago, you referred to yourself as a hippie, which I think your image is not what people come to think of when they think of hippie. So let's talk about your path to wellness and also your roots and why are you so passionate about all this stuff?
Okay, so I actually have been fit my whole life, I have to say. I'm somebody who loves to move. And so I grew up in Castlegar, a small town. And I grew up in a Russian community. So we were all about gardens and foraging. And so my roots came from my upbringing, from my parents. And so loving to be in sports and be active. When I wasn't at home, I didn't actually eat that properly. And so my health took a deep dive. And I wasn't able to be as fit as I wanted to be, or look the way I wanted to look, because it wasn't fueling my body properly. And my whole reason for also looking a certain way was I wanted to find a boyfriend. And I thought if I was going to find a boyfriend, then I better look good. And one comment that I had from my trata, so I'm Russian, she said, Marusa, you look like you're putting on weight. I never thought about my weight, not once, because I was fit. I never ever looked at my being overweight. And so I took that comment too far. And I thought, well, I guess I should lose weight. Well, how do you even do that? I have no idea. So then this other comment from a teenage girl, so I was a teenager, she said, well, it's easy, just eat less.
The trap.
Okay, I could do that. So I took that too far. Yeah. And I lost a lot of weight. And my mom started to get worried, as she should. So she took me to the doctor, and I was in my teenage years. And the doctor said this, if you don't change what you're doing, what is that? You're going to, I heard die, because what happened was when they diagnosed me as an 80-year-old body. That's how worn down I was from exercise and eating less, because I went down the wrong path. So I felt like my life was on the line. So that's a major trauma. But it's why I'm out here today speaking to you. So everything's a journey, and I recovered it. I just don't want to see other women struggle like I did for decades trying to figure this out.
Wow. Decades.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because when I looked out there to what is healthy, it actually got me worse. That's the weird part, is I looked to mainstream media. Okay, well, how do I get my body healthy? And it was basically switching butter for margarine at the time. It was, yeah, So, okay, I could do that. It was because margarine's heart healthy,
Yeah.
right? And it's also low fat everything, because when you eat fat, you get fat. Okay, well, I could eat more food and eat low fat. And switch your sugar for Splenda, so artificial sweetener. And then that was what I followed. And what happened, Sasha, my hair started to fall out. And I woke up with so fatigued that I remember hardly getting out of bed, because I was just going down the wrong path, following wrong information. And I was at my lowest of low, because the information wasn't out there. And lo and behold, there was something that turned everything around, and I still remember what it was.
Can you share that with us?
I can.
Okay.
So here I am in Vancouver, studying to be a medical lab technician, because I wanted to learn. I'm a geek. I have to say, I'm very, very research based, very geeky, very sciencey. I like to know the ins and outs. And I was starting to be a medical lab technician. So I wanted to get in the sciences and medical field. And I'm in Vancouver studying all my sciences, and I'm walking by this bookstore. And there was this magazine that was in the front of the window that was like shining, calling my name. Come inside and look at me. And the name of the magazine, I always remember this. It was called Alive Health. I thought, I want to feel alive. I feel dead. I feel old and worn out. And I'm like young. So I thought, well, I'm going to pick up this magazine. It was calling for me. So I went to the bookstore and I picked up the magazine, and everything made sense. This is exactly what I was looking for. It brought me back to my roots, which is what real nutrition is. It's traditional eating methods. It's back to ancestral eating. It's back to eating from the garden, eating from the land, and getting away from what I was doing, which was these fake foods. So I felt fake. I felt artificial. So when I started reading this, to me, I just couldn't put the book down. I had to know. And so I read it cover to cover. And in the back, it said, you can take this course and to be a nutritionist. I thought, well, I'll take the course. And then I hired a natural doctor as well. So Dr. Kelly Farnsworth out of West Vancouver, I hired him to fix my body, because I was osteoporosis, amenorrhea, totally fatigued. I was a chocolate mess. Like, I know what it feels like to feel like crap. But I never gave up. I never did. I knew this was, I had to find the answer. I had to find it. Because medical system was saying, take osteoporosis drugs, take the birth control, like all these things. I thought, well, thank you. No, I appreciate that, because I appreciate the help. It just didn't make sense to me. I thought, no, why am I so broken? And so I saw the doctor, right? I started to read the information, and Sasha, it was like a miracle. It did not take long to fix my body once I started to figure it out. And I have been on this mission because I want to help other women who are struggling like I did, which was feeling like they have to starve and deprive to look and feel a certain way, when it's actually really easy, when you know what you're doing, to get fit and healthy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So I would think, so I've been on this path for a very long time myself, and it's my idea of what is healthy has really changed over the years, right? Because I started back in the days in university, I was like low fat, high carb, that became a vegetarian, then became a vegan, and then never thought and then I went and learned about Weston Price and traditional foods. And now it's really evolved to seasonal stuff and traditional foods and changing what you eat. So what are some of your pillars? How has that changed over the years on your course of learning all of this? One. Second of all, what are some main fundamentals for you? Some driving fundamentals when you think of your approach to healthy eating, a healthy lifestyle, just overall health and wellness.
I love that. There's a few. And the first one is know your body. So we know, I think we're past the point knowing that there's not one diet that fits all. I have to say, like, I think we're there now. I think we realize that. You can be a healthy vegan. You can be a healthy vegetarian. You can be a healthy carnivore, but healthy, not because you're told it's the right diet. That's the first message, is know thyself. And I can pull those pieces together to help, because my group coaching is actually personalized. That's the other part. So when I start with my clients, Sasha, we do a self-assessment. And so we need to find out more about what your body needs. And then we customize the ancestral way of eating, which is the best template, you know that, seasonal eating, you know it is, to their body. It's so empowering. It's like, oh, that's why I crave sugar. Oh, okay, because actually my body can't handle the sugar because I have candida. That's one assessment. We assess to see, it could be the candida that is driving, the weight. So I have an assessment that my clients go through, so they discover more about their body and what it needs. So I always start with that. I have to share the second thing that blew me away, because remember, I'm layering all these into one easy plan. And I've been doing this for over 20 years, and I've been flying around the country. I've been to Weston A. Price, just like you, been to a lot of their conferences. I've seen doctors' workshops. I've traveled the country to get the real answer. Pull it into super simple so that we can walk these women through how actually simple it is, but there's so much behind it. So here's the second point I have to say. We are toxic. And we are carrying these toxins in our cells, and our cells are struggling. And we need to remove this toxicity to make room for new cells. So it's a clean, heal, and seal approach that I take. So you can eat your best diet, but if you're not clearing out the toxins, you'll only get so far. And I want my clients to get the results that they're hiring me for. They need to clean out their bodies. And as much as many clients go, but I don't want to be by the toilet and feel like crap. Well, those are the wrong detox plans. When you're detoxifying, you actually should feel great on the program, not crappy. Yeah. And so that's a detox gone bad. And I know why.
Okay. Do you want to unpack that a little bit?
Yeah, because this message has to get out. If you're actively going on a detoxification program and you feel like crap, that means that you're actually not getting your toxins out. You're signaling to the body to release them, but they're actually not coming out of your stool and your urine and your breath. And your detoxification program must be complete. So the programs that I create for my clients are super easy. What they do is they allow for the toxins to get out of the body instead of recirculating.
Right.
You feel like crap because you've recirculated what you're trying to release, and guess where it goes sometimes? The brain. I know. And now it's like, oh my gosh, like I have brain fog. I feel like crap, but no, this is right. I fell into that trap. No, this is right. I'm doing the right thing. I'm supposed to feel like crap on a detox. Actually, you're creating so much inflammation on your body and making it so difficult that actually that's the wrong path to take. So that you've got to clear out the toxins, but the right way and a simple way so that you can create new, vibrant, healthy cells. And in the modern world, you can't be healthy unless you've done a detox. There's no way.
And that's the thing, right? That's what I tell people. There's two major drivers of our ill health these days. It's like the lack of nutrition from the average diet of somebody and the toxicity that's in us. So it's a double whammy, because not only are we not getting what we need, but on top of that, we're being poisoned, and the body doesn't even have the right basics to deal with that on top of it. So it's a double whammy. It's a really simple concept, I think, but people aren't getting it. So, okay. So are you using binders in your in your methods?
Yeah, so I love that. That's why you do what you do, because you're so smart.
Oh, well, thank you.
You are. I mean, who would pick that up? Of course, it's actually, but there's one that's really the gold standard, and it's a specialized form of chlorophyll. Here's the thing: you're actually asking the body to release the toxins. You need a catcher's mitt to catch it and get it out of the body.
Right.
And what I do is I have a chlorophyll.
Okay.
Chlorophyll is going to grab it and
Yeah.
it's going to sponge it out. There are some that say that they are the ones to use, but that has not been shown to be efficacious. And
Oh,
so I have to share that the mentors, I'm so grateful for the mentors that have trained me. They are such experts. I mean, how you know is because they get results. Like they get results from, for example, okay, I don't know about you, but I love the kids and I don't like to see kids suffering. Like that is one thing that we have to stop, because that gets me right here. When I say that, actually, that's why I'm doing this. I'm helping the women to help the kids. I'm
That's
sorry,
why I
women, I
started
love you too.
that's okay, but that's why I started this podcast. That's why I reissued my course on conscious pregnancy and parenting, because we have nothing without our kids, right? And it stops at our
No.
kids. And look where they're going right now. So
We can change this if we all bind together. See, I'm doing groups so that we can do this together. This is not fun on your own. And plus it's not even realistic. So here's the thing. My mentors, one of them specifically, you can search him up. He's a genius. So it's Dr. Michael Adams. And why I chose him is because he has, so I'm trained under him. He helps, okay, get this, non-responsive children that have just been vaccinated, where they don't know what to do with them. They bring him to Dr. Michael Adams and he fixes them.
wow.
If you can do that, and that's how I'm trained is, see, they're shut down because their detoxification pathways weren't able to handle the virulent, trauma that was given to them, because their bodies don't have a good detoxification program. Their bodies can't detoxify very well. So when you add that in, it just takes them out. And so for me, how I'm trained under Dr. Adams is I can actually assess to see where you're holding your toxins and to get them out safely. And it's called a miasm. And so this is what I mean by personalized detoxification is some people are born with great detoxification pathways. And those are the ones that I call the George Burns family, where they can smoke and drink and have cigarettes and all that. They're fine. Yeah, because they actually were born with really good detoxification pathways. They're actually called SORAC, just so you know, or reaction mode 1. There's others that go, oh my gosh, if I just had one glass of wine, I am finished. Well, yeah, because your detoxification pathways are blocked and it has no room for any more fun kind of thing. And so those we call luetic. And so there's 4 different miasms. So basically we have to find out, how good is your detoxification pathway? It's really easy to find out. And then what you do is once you know that, you start to clear away your detoxification pathways, get them ready so that you can enjoy your wine again. You can enjoy those foods again. It's not a death sentence. It just tells you that we have to clear away the toxins so that you can enjoy these things again. But let's do a little bit of work first. That's all.
Okay, that was my question. So are these people doomed to be on the clean way? Like I'm always a fan of cleaning regardless. It doesn't mean you can't enjoy beautiful things. It's all about the quality of what goes into that, right? But so these people aren't doomed to eat a certain way and have a certain way and keep things out. They can change that. They just have to, like you said, do the work.
Yeah, so it all starts with knowing thyself. If you come to me and you're extremely fatigued, you're over 20 pounds overweight, and you have chronic joint pain, and things really fall off the rails in the evening. In fact, you're tanked and you feel bad because it's like, oh my gosh, I love my family so much. I don't have anything to give to them. And then you see them eating improperly and you feel it's all rested on your shoulders. Well, you're very toxic, and the toxins are actually sitting in the nucleus. And so if once you understand that, then I can show you a way to clear those out so that you can start to have those yummy foods that you enjoy and some of the wine. But let's do a little bit of work first.
Totally.
So that's all I'm saying. But if you're somebody who, you know what, I'm 10 pounds, I've got a bit of belly fat, I've got pretty good energy, 3 o'clock comes around, witching hour, but not too bad. And I'm okay. Well, you're not as toxic, right? So it depends on where you are. That's where knowing thyself is where the compliance comes in. We don't talk enough about the whys and the root causes. It's like, no, just take this, take that. But like, why? What's going on in my body? When you understand your body, it's like so empowering.
And that I just want to say that this is such an important thing right now, to know thyself, because just look at what people are following in May 2021. It is very clear that very few people know themselves. It's very clear they do not listen to their inner wisdom. They will listen to whatever drivel is out there, and they will be led to do dangerous things. Never mind just not what's best for them, but like actually dangerous. So I think that's a really important thing right now, is coming back to oneself and knowing thyself. I think that's an amazing first step, because we are so much stronger and confident and willing to go against the grain when we know who we are.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's amazing. Beautiful. So I don't know what order. I have questions, but I want to, okay. So who is this? So who do you like working with? Who is the person that you would like to work with, and who isn't this for?
Okay, so there are women that are fed up, women that actually know that they can do more, women that know that they want to show up in a better way. There's got to be a strong enough why. Because I want to talk to women that, okay, let's do this. And yeah, it's 12 weeks. Let's do it together. And also, know that there's no judgment. So why don't you just over here? We're all going to go through this together. We all have the same goal, which is we're going to strip away the toxic fat, because it is. That's where you hold your toxins, by the way. It's in your body fat. So this body fat, extra body fat, is actually showing that you're not healthy, you're sick. It's a sign that you're sick. It really is. Like, I need to wake people up. It's not just about aesthetics at all. No. When you're 20 or more pounds overweight, you actually have fatty liver. If you can't take care of your liver, you're at risk of cancer, heart disease, and so many things. Like your immune system's really compromised. So it's not just aesthetics. This is now about your health. Like, how long do you want to live, and we need to be here, because that's what this is about. So I want to see women that are like busy, that want to stay busy and live a long and healthy life. So you've got to just have that strong why, and be happy to be in a group of other women and all helping each other, because this is how we get through it. We're all working through this together. All right. And I find most women, they don't try this approach because they want the quick, shiny object that they keep grabbing, but that will always fail. Mm-hmm. And once you can learn more about your body, you've already started the process of healing. Okay. And that's what the programs do. And also, if we're relying on self-motivation to stay on your plan, that will always fail. We need to build self-discipline. So the discipline, the mental toughness, is where you're going to have long-term success. So when you have that motivation, use it as a right on, I'm going to pump out a few more, reps at the gym, or I'm going to do something extra. But when you feel like you're not motivated, just follow the daily routine anyways. And what you'll do is you create these habits, these healthy habits That's how this plan sticks, is it gives you the daily routine. Like I give you a template. Here, just follow here, incorporate this into your lifestyle, follow these principles. And when you do, you're working with the body instead of against it. Because when you know your body and know what it needs, it's so easy to get slim, strong, and sexy when you're working with the body. But here's your daily routine. This will build mental toughness. This will build self-plan. So when you have low motivation a few times, just follow anyways. That's the journey. The gift is in the journey.
Yes.
And then again, women are meant to be together. We're meant to help each other. We're meant to be in community. We're meant to lift each other up when we're falling, and then, support each other. That's a healthy community. And so that's what I've built.
Nice. Amazing. So is this for any age specifically, or can you do all age ranges? And do you associate, like, are you taking into account the stage of life that a woman is at, their fertile years, their postmenopausal years, and are you adjusting the program accordingly with that?
Yeah, so it's for busy women.
Busy women, doesn't matter what age.
That's it.
Right. And so
Well, it doesn't, because the self-assessment.
No, go ahead, keep going.
So here's the thing, the self-assessment is going to identify where your metabolic weakness is, and it's going to help you correct it. The second thing is, when I do speak about intermittent fasting, then I'm going to adjust it for menstruating women and those that aren't menstruating, menopausal. So when I do my group coaching, it's always, if you're menopausal, then you can go, 16 hours of intermittent fasting. But hey, if you're menstruating, we actually want to keep that cycle working well with the thyroid. So you want to do 12 to 14 hours of intermittent fasting. That's one example. The other example is, if you're a menstruating woman and you want to keep a healthy cycle, remember, I didn't have one forever. So this is a really strong point of mine, is hormone balance. Well, there's a thing called seed cycling. And what you do is you're going to have your fat source anyways. Use these seeds in your fat source to support your menstrual cycle, estrogen and progesterone.
Yeah.
And then what you're doing is you're using food as medicine.
Yes.
This program is based on food as medicine, movement is medicine, mindset is medicine. This is medicine that we learned from our ancestors that I want to bring back into one simple plan. Okay, one is designed for women. Women are different than men. This is not for men. Men don't carry the mitochondrial DNA. Women are tied to their environment. We're environmental sensors. We bear the children. We are different than men. Just because your husband follows the same plan and he's able to get shredded easy is because he's a different animal. You are not him. And don't feel bad, feel good, because women are awesome. And so we need to do things differently, but it's so easy. Like, it's really a step-by-step plan. And it's actually a 9-step. This is it right here, all in one sheet.
Oh, there we go. Clean, heal, and seal. Awesome. Okay. And if somebody goes online, are they able to find those steps somewhere?
The best way to get started really is to see if this is a fit for you, because I don't want to waste your time, right? And I want to, see if this is a fit so that you get your results. And so it's really a call with me. So it's, are you ready? Awesome. I'm here and the plan works. Let's jump on a call, and I want to find out a little bit more about you. And then you feel, good about joining, and I'll guarantee you results, because I've done this for so many years that it is a clear path and it does work. It doesn't take a lot of commitment. All it does is just one step at a time. The other thing is, all these other plans I find are too overwhelming and you give up. Yeah, because there's too much information coming to you.
Yeah.
It's like, follow step 1 and I give the lesson, and then I open up the lines for Q&A, right? And then follow lesson 1 for a week. Get to know it and enjoy it, because it's life-changing. And then lesson 2 next week. And so you feel like, Oh, okay. But every step has to be in the right order. It's a systematic approach that I learned from all the education I've done. I pulled it all into, no, you need to do this step before you did this step. Let's start this step first. And then that's when the participants, the women go, oh my gosh, I feel so empowered because it's not overwhelming. I'm just doing one step, but it's the right step at the right time. And that's why you get results so easy. Right. And it's fun. This is fun.
That's
it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's great, because I know that's where I've suffered with clients in the past. It's like, there's so much to say that I tend to just bleh too much. Right. And they can only, especially Tim always has to remind me, people don't know what you know. They can handle this much of what you're trying to give them. And so that's great. So it's bite-sized, it's easy, it's simple. You can follow it. You have a group for support. So there's a lot of really good aspects to that. So question, so people, we were talking about this before we started recording. I'm sure people get intimidated by you. They look at you. For people that are only listening to this and not seeing on the video, Michale is ripped and she is super lean. Now, I'm sure not everybody wants or needs to look that way, but first of all, for you, are you like, what is the movement part of this? How much time does it take to look like you? Working out, what is that commitment like for you? And how easy is it to maintain this, and how easy is it to get there?
So the mistake most women make is they feel that they have to exercise more and eat less, and that the whole program is going to break that pattern, because we need to change the way we look at weight loss. And you know what that is?
What?
We need to strength train. We need to do resistance training. Women need to get your body. You could use your whole body to do it. You don't need to even lift weights, but we have to add this resistance training into your weekly regimen. And that is really the only way you're going to be able to get slim, get strong, and feel sexy, because it's more than just aesthetics. It actually balances blood sugar so that you're not craving sugar. It actually modulates the immune system so that when you're exposed to these toxins or these pathogens, your body knows how to deal with it so you don't get sick. Mm-hmm. The other thing is, you're going to ensure that when you're older and you fall, you can get up.
Yeah. Yes.
And women need to get the strength back. So the key to this is, part of my plan, I actually give a home workout, and it's only 2 times a week, and it's like 20 minutes. But again, the secret sauce is in the programming. Just like my program, you don't have to work so hard. When you know what you're doing, you have to work smarter than harder. It's all smarter than harder. So I know exactly how to work out so that I could stay this way for life.
Nice.
And it's only, I tell you, for me, 20 to 30 minutes, 3 times a week. That's what I do. That's what I do to maintain this. 20 to 30 minutes, 3 times a week. I get my clients, if they're not training at all, 1 time a week for just 20 minutes is going to send the signal to the body to build muscle. You've got to send the signal to build muscle. And then the diet that I provide, Slim, Strong, and Sexy diet, is actually feeding the body the building block to build the muscle, which is protein. Women make the mistake of not eating enough protein. And so when my participants come to me, they know exactly how much protein to have to build muscle. Right? So that's the cornerstone, is we've got to get into resistance training. If you're just starting out, just 1 time a week for 20 minutes, you are going to see results with just that. If you're already training once a week, then, and you go to 2. And here's the thing, you've got to schedule it in. That's the other thing. And that's where the daily routine comes in. It's, no, this is what I do and when. So it takes that mental fatigue and this, what do I do? No, you know exactly what to do and when. Why? Again, it's perfectly programmed to work with your body instead of against it. There's times to work out, times not to work out. When you know what to do, that's how you get results so quickly. But hey, women, we've got to get into this strength training. We got to build the muscle. That's called the longevity organ. If you think, and I'm sorry, but I was like this too. I used to do chronic cardio thinking that, oh, I can eat more food if I just do my aerobic classes and my running and all that. Guess what I did? I aged myself so quickly and I lost my muscle. I was fat. I was fat, but I was skinny and I was sick. So it's when I learned, I used to be a personal trainer as well. I don't know if it's on there. Oh, okay. It's not. I actually was a personal trainer with the Sports Science Association. I did, so I trained people, I did. And once I understood the magic in strength training, and it sounds difficult, it's not. Then my bones built because I did reverse osteoporosis. I was able to eat way more food and look slim and strong and sexy by just strength training 2 times a week. And it's when you know what you're doing, it's so easy. So the program I have has video tutorials and something that they just off and do at home because we're busy.
So I used to go to the gym. I'm not a gym person anymore. I do my own little thing in my living room. But what I did notice once upon a time at the gym is you'd see these same people there going and working out like crazy, and they weren't getting the results you would think they should get at that time. They still had the fat, they weren't getting the definition. So why is that?
Because likely if I asked them what they were eating, I would find 3 things. The first one is they're not eating enough protein. And there is a science behind everything I say, by the way. Everything is science-based. This is not, and if it's not, I'll say it's what I see clinically. So we need to eat enough protein for our bodies to build. And they're not. I see that their breakfast is oatmeal and raisins and bananas. That's not going to build the muscle that you've just asked the body to build. It's actually going to throw off your hormones so that you will have a hard time getting slim, and it will be stressful. You're stressing the body with the wrong breakfast. So they're not eating enough protein. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing is they're likely eating their allergy, and where we think that whole wheat might be healthy for us, it's actually not, unless it's an ancient form of wheat. Wheat is an obesogen. So if you think whole wheat is healthier than just white plain bread, then we need to have a conversation. I think that what people think is healthy isn't healthy. And I see this like every single time someone comes to me, I ask them what they're eating. 9 times out of 10, they think it's healthy. It's not. Way too much fruit, way too many carbs, hardly any fat, and hardly any protein. So it's really based. You're throwing your hormones off. There's no way you're going to be able to build muscle. You need to eat protein to release glucagon to send the signal to make more muscle and burn body fat. It's all hormonally based. So it's all about signaling. What is the food? Food is information. When you eat, it's telling your body to do something. Well, clearly it's not working. And so, but my clients, like, they know exactly what to do. It's a done for you plan. I just go, here, just do this. Yeah, it's really true. It's all done for you. It's like, here it is. 20 years of experience. Just do this. Right. And then talk to me after, like, you've got me for 12 weeks. So watch the magic. Amazing. And it's like, oh my gosh, I never knew I could eat this much food and lose all this weight. I have so much more strength. My brain's turning on. I have so much energy. I don't have that 3 o'clock thing anymore. Like, these are all the things. Not only that, I know more about my body, and that's where the empowerment comes. I'm not fixing you. You're fixing you. And that's where the power comes in. The power comes in. You see the results because you're doing the work. So if someone doesn't want to do the work, don't come to me.
Exactly. And
don't come to me.
That's the biggie, people. You can't, all the information world's not going to do anything unless you actually do it. It doesn't get done for you. So thank you, because that's the thing. I've actually almost stopped working with people because there's very, very few people that are willing to do it. And the ones that do, they get it. And that's the most gratifying part, is when they tap into their own power. I love that when they see what they are capable of themselves. It's quite a beautiful thing to witness. Do you use fasting in your plan at all?
And what I love about Sasha, I do want to say something. It's actually, it seems like it's a lot of work, even when I say that, it's actually not. That's the beauty about this whole thing. Yeah, you need to do the action step. It's one lesson, 3 action steps, just 3 action steps. So it's not a lot of work, but just follow the action steps. That's all you need to do. Because when you do, you know, if you don't, do you always want to wake up feeling like crap? No, you are here because you have things to do. Well, get your body goddess back because you deserve it. You're likely giving to everybody else and not yourself. That you won't be giving to other people because you won't have the ability to. So let's take care of this body goddess. Let's change this perspective of, oh no, it's selfish. No, self-care is not selfish. Self-care is important because if you don't, how are your kids going to learn self-care? They're not. So whatever you do, your family sees it all. And that's where this the whole family gets healthy. I love that. We need fit and healthy families. This whole program is all about changing the world. It is. And we're going to help one woman at a time, because when you do, the family gets better, the community gets better, the co-workers get better, everybody she interacts with get better. We're not doing this by ourselves. We're going to help the world. And we deserve, women need to take back power. I'm telling you right now. Whoa. Men, they're good, but women need to we need strong women who can
agree.
Train imitators.
Agree. I totally agree. Absolutely. And it's the women, because the women's are the ones that are shopping for the family. They're the ones that tend to be preparing. They're the more the influencers. Like, even if my husband wants to give something to Kai or something, he checks in with me. So yeah. That's massive. And then we can't, then that's what I was saying before. It's our children's birthright to have access to this information, so they don't have to go and figure it out on their own when they're older and broken and sick and don't know how to eat, right? Like, they don't know, well, nature's medicine. And it's such a tragedy to not have that as your birthright. So quick question, do you use fasting in your program at all? Is that something that you're...
Oh, we have to.
Okay.
Yes. And that's actually in step 1 is the assessment, because you have to learn about your body first and how to fix your imbalance. That's the first step.
Okay.
The second step is actually what you just said. It's called Fat Flush Fundamentals. And it starts with the daily routine. Why? Because you need to work with your body. You need to have the right morning routine to set the stage for a good sleep. What happens when you sleep? Burn fat, balance hormones, wake up with a flat tummy and feeling like you can take on the world. If you don't get your sleep, nothing is going to work as well, because all these hormones get released at certain times throughout the night. You want that to be in careful harmony. So I actually give you exactly the steps to get the good sleep. It starts with the morning, because it takes, I mean, I can go on for days on this stuff, but yeah, so fasting is part of week 2, and it's called the fasting. So it's intermittent fasting, or and so it's so easy, because you have to not eat to burn fat. You're not going to be eating all day and burning fat. No, you're burning your foods. You need that fasting window to tell the body, oh, there's no food. Oh, cool. That means I can use my own fat as fuel and start to burn that up. Oh, awesome. That means I could clean up the body because there's no food coming in. Oh, good. Okay. Immune system, autophagy, it's called. Let's come and do some cellular cleanup. You will never clean the body up if you always eat. And if the other thing is, we're told to eat every 2 to 3 hours to boost metabolism. That is not true. That was based on protein companies and food companies to make you to eat more. It's not because of your health. No, we need to give our bodies a rest, especially if you have digestive issues. Your body needs to learn to fix itself, but it needs a rest. But when you do eat, you need to eat a certain way to burn fat, build muscle, and feel sexy. And that's what the plan does for you. So you can eat as much as you want. Believe me, you're going to learn how much you need to eat and when to stop, because that is one of the first things you need to think about, is tapping into, oh, am I really hungry? Oh, okay. Oh, and I'm just full. Oh, good. Awesome. Now I can move on to other stuff. I feel great.
Nice.
That's what that is. Yeah.
And do you keep your eating window at a certain time of day, or do you allow people to shift it depending on what their schedule is like? Or do you prefer people start eating earlier and finishing earlier, or starting later and finishing later? What are your thoughts around that?
So it's all based on their lifestyle. So it's there's so much flexibility in this. Once you learn the principles, you can adjust it to your lifestyle. I'm not putting anyone in a box. I'm just saying, hey, you know what? Let's pick a time when you can fast for 12 to 14 hours, whatever works in your schedule. I have clients that are like working all day. They have hardly any breaks at all. And that's when I recommend that we do liquid nutrition. So you're going to take your smoothie with you, or you'll take your soup with you in a container and you'll sip it. Why? If you eat food, you won't digest it. But if you have liquid nutrition, it's going to give you everything you need so that you can have an amazing day and not come home starving and going, oh my God, I just want to eat whatever's there, or order DoorDash. This solves that problem. It solves the problem with these extra ninja tools that I've created over 20 years, helping midwives get healthy and deliver babies, helping doctors actually do what they do. And dental hygienists who have hardly any time to eat, they can still follow the plan because we adjust it to their lifestyle. Absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Amazing. Oh, and I had another question that I was thinking of, and I forgot about what I was going to say. But okay, so let's talk about the wine thing quickly. So for some people that aren't doing well on wine, so do you have them ever remove it for a little while? Do you have them come in? How much are you saying? Is there anything that you recommend people do when they're drinking to help reduce the load on the liver that it has to process? What are your thoughts around that? Because you live in wine country. You're in the Okanagan, right?
I love wine.
Everywhere. It's a way of life.
You know your stuff so well. You obviously you know what you're doing, because everything you're saying is correct. So here's how it works. I would never make someone do something they don't want to do. That's the first thing. I only show them the plan, what works, and they're going to decide how much of that or if they're going to follow it. That's the first thing is but at least they know what to do. And maybe they'll, right? Because that's the first thing. And don't worry about it. You know what? Maybe it'll take you some time to, adjust. So what? At least you know what to do. The first thing is if the plan didn't work, you're always in trouble. The plan does work. So at least you know what does work. Okay. So the first step is first of all, if you can't handle wine, you have the flush, you likely have a histamine response. So you have to look at maybe histamine rich foods that may be eating too much of that is causing this response. So that would be under the Q&A would be under, oh, okay, well, are you eating a lot of these foods? Oh, okay, well, eliminate those foods and just have your wine. See if you still have that flush. Oh, I don't have the flush. Oh, awesome, Michelle. Now I can have my wine without the flush and feel great. That's one thing. Second thing is, if you're showing signs of liver congestion, then a good idea is let's clear the toxins from the liver and the kidneys, never liver on its own. Because what happens is the liver throws everything in the kidneys and they both get overwhelmed. So your primary emunctories of detoxification are your liver. They remove fat soluble toxins like wine. Kidneys, they remove acid toxins, right? And then you want to work on the gut while you're doing that. So those are the three that you need to work on the first month with these. It's a liver cleanse and a kidney cleanse and a little gut thing. It's that easy with the sponge. That's the first month. And so when you start to use those, then you'll find that you won't react to the wine as much. Why? Because your emunctories, your detoxification pathways are clear. But guess what? Then you can get back to having your wine again. But if you keep having wine and have this reaction and you don't fix your liver, you'll have a problem later on. So again, this is like, oh, that means I have this liver thing, or, oh, this means I have histamine. So the program does self-identify why they can't have the wine. So that's the first step. The second step is, yes, we need to protect our bodies while we're having wine. We know that anytime you have wine, it's going to affect the liver negatively. We also know it's going to affect the blood sugar negatively. So there is a pre-wine kit that you can order, 2 supplements. Yes, they are supplement because that's what you need, because you're stressing the body a little bit, but it's a good stress because you love our wine. You're going to want to take something for your liver, and you're going to want to take something to balance blood sugar. So you can take those tools and enjoy your wine and not feel the effects. And I know what those are because I've studied those too, because I love my wine, and I take these tools before I have my wine every single time.
And how supplement based is your program? I'm a whole foods person, but I also do my supplements. I feel that we're living in 2021. It's just a world where we're up against things the body's never been up against before. So how big of a deal is the supplements, and are they required in your opinion?
Okay, so that's step 8 out of step 9. See, it's near the end.
Okay.
It's called fat burning supplements.
Oh.
And basically what it is you will have an unfair advantage because they do work and they're non-stimulating. That's the other thing, because they help to fix the metabolism. Do I take them? Yes, I do. Why? Because I like to eat a lot of food, and I love my wine, and I have bread at night, and it allows me to enjoy my things by taking a few supplements. That's how I chose to do it. And I'm fine to say that. So when it comes to the program, of course, supplements are never 100% required. No, because I want you to learn how to eat properly and move properly and live properly. That's the primary of the whole thing. If you choose that you want to get the unfair advantage, it would be medical malpractice in a sense, I could say, to not even show this to you. Why don't I show you this little extra layer? Why not? You're going to see results so much faster, likely, and it's going to give you the SWAT team that you need, the added advantage to get your results quicker, faster, so that you stay on your plan and see results faster. So option 1, no. Option 2, yes. You have options on this. And I love that about this plan because of the flexibility and the freedom that it provides. But the plan does work. That's the key to this whole thing. And it's all in systematic approach, step by step. So yeah, that's step 8. But if you want to know about them to begin with, then we can have a quick little conversation to see if it's right for you.
Right. And are you willing to share any of the keys and the supplements, or is that something you want to keep for your people that are in the plan?
Yeah, I kind of just want to, not the biggest, the biggest focus, food,
just cut out.
Food is information.
Can you just,
yeah, I'm not going to share that.
That's okay.
It's not a focus. And I actually just want to get people to know that I'm the one who people come to who don't want the shiny object. That don't come to me for that, because I can't. I'm going to show you how to fix your body so it stays fixed for life. And that's where my joy comes in, because I see you're foundationally strong. That's what's going to get you through these next couple decades, is we're going to get you strong. Hey, mentally strong. Why? Because you see results and your brain turns on and your body changes. And you're different with other people. And so they become different in a way that you've been wanting for so long. So no, this is not the quick fix. It is fixed. It actually does. Actually, my clients feel better first day, because why they feel first day is because they're eliminating things that aren't working. They're triggering inflammation all the time. Inflammation goes away first day. First day. If you're always inflamed, you'll never get better, ever. But when you can clear the inflammation, now the body goes, oh, I can heal. Oh, thank God. Thank gosh. I mean, thank goodness you've given me a chance to heal. We've gotten rid of the stress. This is how we heal, and we do it as a group. This is where the power is, because we're all doing it together, and I show you how.
And I think that group component is a really big deal, because you can share, you can support, because a lot of people are probably trying to do this alone, and that's where they're inevitably going to fail, because they don't have that support group. But what about people that have a lot of trauma in their past, or they've been told a lot of messages and they have that that lack of self-love or worthiness. And I think that's what I found a lot of people like, you need to talk to my husband first before I work with you, because you need to learn how to love yourself and know that you're worth every single ounce of energy that you give this. Right. And a lot of people, they'll self-sabotage because they inside don't, maybe they're not even conscious of it, but they might not even feel that they're worth it.
Yeah, so that's step 7.
Okay.
I got you covered, girl. And it's called I got you covered. Mindset mastery. I'm gonna shift the way you see the world. I'm gonna shift the way you see yourself and the world. And I learned this from Bob Proctor, Craig Ballantyne. I've had Brenda Bouchard.
Right.
I've studied under the greats, and I pulled it into something that women can get and understand. Self-sabotage and this emotional stress is the core of everything, because hey, guess what? We've had trauma. I've had a ton of trauma. Hey, my childhood, bad things happened, bad things. And actually that was one of the reasons why I starved myself, is because a lot of bad things were happening. And I did the exercise to try and escape the bad things. I had bad things. I will never share what the bad things are. I'm sorry. It's just always here. I've had to deal with it other ways, but guess what? You're not alone. I could have been on the streets easily. Like that was where I was heading. And I'm like, no, something inside of me is saying, if I do, they win. Forget it. They can't win. They're bullies. They're wrong. And I have a life. I'm here for a reason. I had to go through this struggle to help other women go, wait a minute. No, you're important, because you are. And we're led to believe we're not. We're servants. Forget it. Not on my watch.
Right.
We're here to change the world in a better place. Loving, nurturing, loving ourselves, loving our children, bringing social connection back, phone off the table, all these things. Let's connect again. Let's do it together though, because you don't need to be a lone wolf. That will never get you there. Don't worry. There's no judgment. I've been there, believe me. So I get it. No way. You're welcome on this side for sure. And I know your side too. That's
awesome. That's a safe place. People need that safe place. They do need that safe place right now. Now more than ever, because just the division in the world is crazy. And even within own families are dividing over this. Like the nuclear family was already at risk, and now it's already dividing even more if there's one parent on one side of the fence and one on the other. And so people need their safe places where they can go and heal. So
yes, and it may not be at home with your partner, but if you can find the strength to kind of fix yourself, you'll be amazed at how your partner changes too, because you let go of the rope, you're more confident. He'll be, hey, wait a minute, hey, what's going on? Wow, that's an inspiration. And that's where it starts. It starts with you. You can't
I lost you. I lost you. Oh, you're back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
That's okay. So go back. I'm going to cut out a little bit of that so you can start from saying you let go of the rope. And
this is something that I learned was letting go. And my kids taught me that. My kids are like my best teachers. And when I let go of the rope and I became calm and centered inside of myself by breathing and seeing the love, they changed their tantrums. They stopped their tantrums just because I centered myself. But I had to go in this place of letting go of the rope and go, it's okay. I changed my energy, my frequency. They followed suit. So one of the biggest messages I want to share to the women is you can't change your partner. You can't change your kids. You can only change yourself. And when you do, they actually follow suit. You'll see. It's awesome.
That's powerful. That's a really important message. I almost want to end on that. We've been going for quite a while. I'm just wondering now, have we covered a lot? Is there something that we've missed that you want to talk about with people? Because I think that's such a beautiful message. And it's a message for everyone really, right? And that's what I even tell my son. you can't change how they react or they respond to they are, but you can change you, and that will impact your reality around you. But it's so important, I think, for the women, because the women are often
Yeah, it is. And I also want to share, if you can see me now,
they can.
here's the thing. You're way more powerful than you believe. And I'm going to share with you, I'm reminding you of your power because it's all there. And when you can tap into that, and just small amounts at a time till it starts to build, you will start to see the joy in the journey. The joy is in the work. The joy is in the change. And if you don't start now, when are you going to? The time is now. It's the world reset. We have a reset and it's now. We can't even wait anymore. I'm at the farmer's market and I'm not seeing healthy people even there. We're past the point. We have to all come together so we can help this next generation. We can't wait anymore. All I'm saying is, I know, you know, for the ones that are watching and the ones that are going, wait a minute, intuitively, I know I got something to give. Okay, well, let's do this together. Let's do it together.
Right. Amazing. Amazing. And so if people want to reach out to you, what are the best ways to find you?
Well, I'm on all the social platforms. So Instagram, I'm on Facebook, and I post stuff every day because I'm all about just empowering women to the tools and the inspiration to get started. If you want an actual program, I've actually moved away from one-on-one after 20 years. I've seen thousands and thousands of people one-on-one. Since COVID hit, I shut my physical practice and now I'm all virtual, which is way better because I help women all over the world now, which is the beauty about internet. So if you actually want to really take control of your in a stressful, you can eat your favorite foods, have your wine, but actually do it in a way that makes sense. You're going to build your foundation up, your goddess body, you're going to get that back. Your power is going to come back. Then just get a hold of me and say, you know what you said made sense. I am ready. You know, I've got this extra weight. I'm ready to release it. I'm ready for my next stage. Okay, well then just get a hold of me and we'll see if it's a fit. And I am going to launch, I've got a program going now with these amazing women, and I am going to launch another one soon. So I only take 10 women. Okay. So if you're really interested, I would get a hold of me as soon as possible so that I can let you know the launch date of the next one. And not only that, I would actually get you started now so that you're empowered with the right information. So
okay, so you're on Instagram and Facebook under what name? What's your handle?
Yeah, so it's at Michale, Michale, A like apple, ALE, and then .Hartte, and Hartte is HARTTE. So at Michale, and then my Facebook is Fit and Healthy with Michale.
Fit and like an N or fit and?
Yeah, just an N. So FIT small N healthy with Michale. You have to join the group to get the information because I actually do live group coaching calls in that group. And so I have a business page and a personal page, Michale Hartte, and business page. But really the two places to get a hold of me is Instagram and Fit and Healthy with Michale group. Those are the two. And send me a message, just send me a direct message saying I'm ready. And then I'll ask you a few questions. And we need more women to stand up and be who they're meant to be. And I'm here to help you. I've been there. There's no need to struggle. I have a plan that works. And I am actively looking for women to join the group.
Amazing. Amazing. And that sounds, I don't know, it sounds like you can be very taken care of in that group, right? And empowered at the same time, right? And this is what we need. And I agree. Women need to stand up. I think the power resides in the women. And I think now is the time for that feminine energy to rise and for them to own it, right?
Yeah.
And for the next generation. So that is amazing. Well, any last words? What is one tip to leave if you give one tip just to start out, what is something that you could leave a little bit of wisdom for people before we close out?
I highly recommend that dream big and don't dream small. And it all starts with your vision. So I do walk people through this as well in my course, but really, what do you really want? And if you don't know, get out in nature and tap in. What gives you joy? And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid because someone said you're not good enough or all these different things. No, thanks for sharing. Go ahead and know you are good enough and everybody's good enough and you're here for a reason. You are not a mistake. You were put on this planet for a reason. You have a purpose here. Otherwise you would not be here. You'd be underground or wherever else, maybe different dimensions, which I do believe as well. Anyways, you are here. If you want this body so that you can realize that purpose, then please reach out to me. But the first step is, what do you truly want? What does your vision look like? And I have to share that I have a dream life now, and I could have been on the streets. I have the husband I love, 2 amazing children, very healthy, 19 and 15. I have the house of my dreams. It's a spa home. I did this because I worked at it and I never gave up. So if I can go from almost in the streets to having my dream, even my dream career, which is helping women like you, if I can do it, heck, you can do it.
That's amazing. Well, thank you, Michelle. I can feel your passion right through the screen. I can feel that you live it, you breathe it, you are it.
Yeah.
A living inspiration for so many. So thank you for sharing today. I really appreciate it.
I really appreciate your time. And I'm so honored that I was able to share this message. And I want to thank you so much for your great questions. And I look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you. And everybody, reach out. If this is something that is speaking to you, don't ignore it. Stop ignoring that inner voice, right? And that intuition, start listening to that. And if you need the guidance and you want to be stepping into your own power and find your own inner strength and be in tune with that, then who else than Michelle to help you get there until you're strong enough to really do it on your own. So thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.